Hey there, Miss Debbie. This is D'Angelo Bingham, and this is my website for music appreciation. So here I have my home page, just kind of describing what I think the class is going to be about. Just kind of giving a sub uh, description of everything it's going to entail. I have a few of my resources for music appreciation that as a class, we're going to end up using, which includes pitchfork.com, Spotify, Apple Music, Genius.com, YouTube, and a couple of my other classmates' assignments that I thought might be useful or that I ended up liking. And at the very bottom of the page, I have my tech blog here, as you can see. Basically, this tech blog was um, talking about a bunch of different websites that were, and I named the website after one of my favorite rappers. But this website had a bunch of blog posts regarding different different materials that we went over in class, including what uh, copyright law entails. Also, we have our blog post too. It's basically talking about wikis, and we use wiki as a class to put together what types of resources we ended up liking or could use for our classroom. And my first blog post was just talking about who I am. And we also have some extra note, the complex music and New York Times are extra uh, links to use. So we will get into my bio page. Basically, my bio page just talks about me and what experience I have with teaching, kind of to give an introduction to my students about who I am and what things I like and etc. It's kind of loading slowly. Sorry about that. My computer is really old. But hopefully it'll load up. Yeah, I have a picture of me. I'm not a teacher at all, but I just took the class in hopes of learning how to teach about music because I'm a very avid lover of music and etc. Uh, I had limited experience with children, as you can see. My hobbies is listening to music, which is why I thought this would be a perfect class to teach. We have some of our resources. This is some of the resources that, as a class, or some of the resources that I put together myself that I liked, and I also had some of my classmates' resources as well. Sorry that the pages are taking so long to load up. My computer's really slow. I'm sorry about that. Um, all right, yeah, as you can see, which I had on the first page, this is basically all the resources that I ended up finding from my classmates that I enjoyed. Web 2.0 tools. Um, did we ever use? I'm not sure if we ever used it. Uh, I have some of my personal favorites. Um, these are some of my favorites that I got from my classrooms with using the wiki website for the class. Oh, my computer is so slow. I'm so sorry. Yeah, there you go. So this is some of my favorites that I found from my classmates in regards to posting about blogs that related to what we were teaching, and I found these to be interesting. Technology projects. We have I have my digital story, which I decided to do about Kendrick Lamar, who is one of my favorite artists, and it's basically a video entailing his career and where he started and how his career has gone on and etc. It's about 8 minutes or so, I believe, but I enjoyed doing that a lot. But for any of my students who like music though, or if they like Kendrick Lamar, it should be interesting for them to learn about. Also have my mobile app that I did a presentation on Google Slides called Garageband, which is an app that's on Apple products, but you can use it to make music, and me and my students could use it to toy with instrumentation and production to learn new ways how to create music, and I thought it'd be very, very useful. My computer is, but yeah, it's a presentation, but my computer's slow, so I'm sorry about that. We have our PLN, PLE. This basically regards the learning process for different students. So this is a chart that my personal PLN I think would be useful for my students. You learn from a personal learning network is what it stands for. You can learn different things from SoundCloud, from YouTube, Spotify, geniusmusic.com, Twitter. And then for PLE, which is your personal learning environment, I also have them defined below if you need to see that. You have music articles that you can read, Genius Music, Knowledge and Lyrics. They have explanations about music. You have a friend group that you can talk to about music. You have Twitter, everyone on there talks about music a lot of the time. Spotify group playlists, you and your friends can make playlists about or having to do with some of your favorite music. And also here, I have my PLN, PLE chart. These are the different blogs that I thought were important or helpful for my students to use. I have my reflections on some blogs that I found that are pretty helpful for my students. I also found curation websites, Diigo and Google. These two were helping with creating different content and curation, and I also have a reflection of that as well. And the microblogs, Twitter, and TikTok's probably more so famous for my students because I think that's a thing that everyone's going to be using a lot. And I also reflected on that, including a few accounts that I followed on Twitter telling me how to different ways to teach my class. Nextly, videos. I don't think we got to it, or I would have posted something, but I guess the videos count as my digital story and probably my screencast, but you'll see those eventually. And I also have the website evaluation. I went over a website that had to do with music or teaching, and I basically evaluated it, and this should be the document. My computer's taking forever as usual. Sorry about that. I don't know. It is taking a long time. Website evaluation. Alright. There we go. Yes, so basically it's just a evaluation of the website that I saw, which is musictheory.net. And I just kind of went through how useful it is, how good it is for a teacher to use for their students, and etc. And some of the different general facts about the page. But that's basically it. Evaluations. Currently doing my screencast, but I also have my Apple teacher certification, which I thought would be important for teaching my students how to make music since we'll be using iPads. Garageband down here will be probably very helpful. I said I learned how to use various capabilities of an iPad so I can use it as a learning tool for my students. The app that will be most useful is, of course, Garageband because it has many instruments and production options. But this is, let me see. I have my contact info down here in case you ever needed to see it. And my last revised is there as well. But that is basically my music appreciation class, and I'm hoping that whoever my students are, I can teach them to figure out how to find their favorite music and how to create their own music through the various resources that I've posted throughout this website. But that is about all, and thank you so much.